Hi, my name is Michaela Probasco, and I recently visited wine country with my best friend and our mothers. Having never been to Napa Valley before, we decided to take the wine trolley to explore 4 of the 400 vineyards in Napa Valley. Up first, the Monticello Winery. The Monticello vineyards are run by the Corley family. In 1969, they came to Napa Valley to produce world-class wines, and that they did. While tasting at Monticello Vineyards, we had the pleasure of trying their Chardonnay, the Pinot Noir, Syrah, and the Merlot. Our server Denise served the white Chardonnay first. After pouring what was my least favorite, she moved on to the reds. Denise stressed the importance of cleansing your palate in between tastings with breadsticks and not to mix reds and whites. After tasting at Monticello, we had the pleasure of exploring the vineyards. While the grapevines weren't in bloom, the views were astounding. There were many employees on site and numerous barrels of wine being made. The second vineyard on our tour was the Pistone Family Vineyard, where we celebrated their 125th year of winemaking in Napa Valley, California. The server, Alyssa, took us through the 5 generations that have owned and operated the vineyard while pouring us our first glass of wine. As part of the tasting, we had the opportunity to taste their House Sauvignon Blanc, Sangiovese, Cabernet, and their Petite Syrah, which paired perfectly with their Pistone Merlot chocolate sauce. Alyssa showed us the different types of soil they had on display. Many of the Napa Valley wineries display the soils from their vineyards. The reds are grown in the valley, while the whites are grown in the southern regions of the state. After tasting seconds of the Cabernet, it was out to the vineyard to enjoy a lunch with a view. After getting rave reviews about the Whitehall Lane Vineyard from our trolley driver, we were greatly disappointed in the tasting. Each wine was accompanied by a strong vinegar taste, making it my least favorite stop of the day. The server Sarah, however, was great. Sarah poured us their Merlot, Chardonnay, Cabernet, and we finished with the dessert wine that was honestly too sweet to take more than a sip. It was quickly poured down the drain. Whitehall Lane is owned and operated by the Leonardi family. Tom Leonardi purchased Whitehall in 1993 because wine tasting has always been a passion of his. Whitehall Lane is a family-run business with his wife and 5 children. The last stop on our Napa Valley wine tour was BV Vineyard, one of Napa's oldest. BV is sold countrywide, so I immediately recognized their label. Unfortunately, their tasting room is not located at their vineyard. This really put a damper on our tour. The friendly servers were quick to greet us at the door with a glass of their house rosé as we browsed the tasting room. Peter, our server, took us through their wine list and allowed us to taste whichever bottles we liked. I chose to taste the Zinfandel, Pinot Gris, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir. The wine at BV quickly helped me forget about Whitehall Lane. Peter taught the amateur tasters the proper way to stir a wine. Simply angle your glass down and slowly roll the wine along the rim of the glass. This slow motion allows the wine to breathe, and you can truly smell a difference. After purchasing a bottle of their Merlot to take home, we headed back to the trolley. I highly recommend visiting Napa Valley, California, not only for the famous wine, but the incredible views and amazing learning experience. Take the trolley if the weather is nice and you're a first-time taster, or rent a car to explore whichever vineyards you'd like. We will definitely be visiting again.